Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Micah in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using will be listed below. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below, same email. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the one you chose. Hello, Virgo. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Virgo? A lot of fun energy. Is it going to pull through the whole reading? We want fun. Virgo wants fun, right? I'm Pisces. I'm not a Virgo. But still, Virgo likes fun. Yeah, right? Why not? Why are we being so facetious? I feel a little facetious. And like, something. You're building a story. You're building a story. You're deciding to have fun. That's good. Like, it's not just like, it's not like you were just presented with choices and like, not fun, overwhelming. Oh, I'll take fun. It's not like that. It's more like, it is what it is, but you're choosing, I feel like you're choosing to add fun, or you're choosing to make it more enjoyable to you, whatever you define as fun for said situation. It reminds me of like when, this was a long time ago, like my grandmother would pick me up from computer class when I was a lot younger, and then she would take me to like a little quick Dairy Queen after, and we would get something. It's like she added in the fun. She decided that's what she wanted to do to make it more fun, to make it more enjoyable. So that's what she did. It's adding whatever fun is to you, whatever that may be. All right, I understand we're going there, but we got to talk about the past. Of this situation, I think that's the only part that is really a little bit, I like the term itchy scratchy at the moment. It's a little itchy scratchy. Because currently, I don't think it's the past. Currently, I don't think it holds as much power over you, whatever that means. But there's something here in the past where you were very unhappy about it. But it feels more like I'm acknowledging it in the past tense. I'm not it doesn't hold me down, but maybe for a while it did. Which, we all have to process what we have to process. Something here, there's like, I don't know if it's disappointment or just something. I was just very unhappy about whatever this subject is, whatever that means for you, because I don't see a lot of definition coming in with it. But that's what we're leaving behind. And I almost feel like whatever we're going forward to, whatever we're moving into, adding fun into the current situation is a way to like process that, plus not let things be as intense if said situation returns. If said situation returns. Okay. Because you get the Tower reversed, which I feel like whatever this situation is, you've decided to hold it together. You've decided to succeed through it. You could have shut it down. You could have changed something here. And with the Tower reversed, it's telling me you don't believe everything is solved. You don't believe you have this is just going to work as long as I do this. I feel like it's more like, right now it's working. I'm not leaving this. I'm going to do my part. And I guess for now, I'm just going to add more fun into it. That way, I can at least enjoy this for what it is. If it has to be enjoy it for now, then that's what it is. Not that that's really something, not that that's the way you want it to be, but it's almost like there's things in the future that I can't define. And I'm just going to try to do the best with it right now that I can. And I'm adding more fun. I'm enjoying it for the moment. Another analogy I get with this is like there may have been like a health scare for you or somebody else. And it's kind of like, I don't feel like I have a free pass from here forward, but I do feel like I want to make it as enjoyable, and I'm going to make the time count, whether it be 20 years or 2 years. I want it to be as enjoyable and the best time I can make it. It's a very positive attitude, in my opinion. And it is trying to be as realistic as possible, because I do see acknowledging, like, it's not all going to be skipping through rainbows, but it can be at least enjoyable to a point. You're bringing your power in. You're putting a lot of effort. You're bringing in your power. It says back, but I feel like I don't think it ever really completely left. I just feel like you're redefining it and amping it up in more of a suitable way for you. I don't know, I feel weird when it says back, because I don't think it was ever really gone. It just may not have been utilized as much as you're utilizing it at the current moment. You're pushing forward. You are stepping outside the boundaries a little bit where you feel necessary. It's the Page of Wands, so you're not doing like crazy things. You're not like buying a yacht or anything. You're not doing anything like that. This is like stepping outside the boundaries, like taking a day off of work unscheduled, like calling in sick. Maybe you're a person that doesn't normally do that. And then just going and hanging out with somebody that means a lot to you. You might be doing stuff like that, especially if that's out of the norm or something you normally wouldn't do. It's kind of like, it's not breaking the bank. It's not the worst thing in the world. I can have a little fun. I can break outside the boundaries a little bit for my own mental health. And you're putting a lot of effort in. You're putting a due diligence in with it too. And it's kind of like, if we're going to use that same analogy, like calling off of work randomly, it's not like you don't have the time to use anyway. It's not like other people don't do it as it is. It's not like you're not going to pull your weight when you are there. Everything is fine. You know, it's not that big a deal. You just might be allowing yourself to do things that normally you wouldn't have. You are putting in a lot of effort to like trying to figure out the puzzle. What does that mean? So like this, I don't know. Hold on. I don't want to like just run ahead with that for some reason. So for whatever the analogy is we're going to use, there's something here in the past that was not, I didn't like it. You got the Emperor right side up, and you got the Page of Wands reversed on this part of the situation. Not moving forward on things, but I feel like I'm doing research and I'm trying to find like, I might be critiquing like what was done in the past, knowing what I know now, and having the resources I have now. Maybe I have different resources now than there was in the past. Do I feel like those were the right moves? If said thing came around again, if I'm doing an emotional self-audit, if the same thing happened right now, do I believe what happened in the past would still be applicable today? Or would I make adjustments and changes based on, things have changed? You do seem to be doing a little bit of research. Is this private? It might be more private to you. This might be like, it feels like an undercurrent to me, where I do go back to the past, not in the sense of feeling the pain, but in the sense of like, this is what happened, this is how it was handled. Did I have decision power to do things different at the time? And do I have decision power now if said thing came back to do things different now? Stuff like that. Self-audit type thing. In case it comes across weird, when I say self-audit, it's not about blame or anything like that. It's more about, this is what happened, this is how I reacted, this is why. If it happened again, what would I want to do differently? Or would I do it the same? Just not in the sense of like beating anybody up, yourself or anybody else. It's not, I don't know if it's coming across right. I hope it does. Because it's through that process, all of this together is like helping you, it's lifting your energy, bringing in more fun. It's lifting your energy, and also the self-audit is helping you, prepare for possibilities in the future. Possibilities. Doesn't mean anything's going to happen. Because I don't really see anything really bad happening, but I do feel like I want to feel more secure with the subject. And while I can do the research or stay up with the research, I want to do that. So whatever the problem was in the past, I do not think it's coming back. But I do think there's a moment where I'm afraid it is. And it looks like it may be. Because the conflict comes back. At the 501, yeah. And I'm looking ahead. I am looking ahead. And I'm seeing it's not coming back. But it does seem to make me very nervous. Through the self-audit procedure that I feel like if that happens the way this has been said, I don't like this. I don't like this, but I feel like I'm more prepared than I was in the past. I do feel more prepared for it, but I wouldn't say, I don't see any liking it type thing going on there. More prepared though. And going into that, there's a way, it seems like there's two paths. One path is just kind of like, I've prepared for as much as I can. Let me just see what I can do and just sail through it the way it is. I'm just going to take it day by day. We'll see what happens. That's a rational way to handle it. There may be another option. It is something with communication. It's giving the information you found. There's a possibility to even have more of an advantage with this situation. I don't think it's coming back, but you might be a viable effort to help other people move forward or have a better plan going forward. Through that same process, you may learn things that you never realized that was even a factor. Like, when somebody brings I don't know, it's almost like, if it was a medical thing, for example, kind of like, oh, there's this option. And you're like, it's almost like saying, I didn't, my feet hurt. Yeah, but you had a neck injury. It could be from your neck injury. But yeah, but it's my feet. Yeah, but that nerve goes down. It's almost like saying I had no idea that could even be related. It never even occurred to me. Like, I'm worried about my feet. Why would I even be considering my neck? Well, this, that, and the other thing. Oh, okay. So you might learn things like that. Like, I don't understand why that's related. I need to understand why you're telling me you think it's related. And then they go through the whole process and how the nerve goes down and it's causing this to, react incorrectly, blah, 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 blah. So that's the other option. Communicate more, help other people move forward. Literally, it says there, be a light to others. It will help others, but it will also help you in return. You will find information where you're like, that never occurred to me that could even be a part of the situation. That never occurred to me to even, why would I even consider my neck? It's my feet that hurt. Why would I even, why would I do anything with that? It's kind of, they're explaining, the nerve that goes blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. All right, maybe I will look into that. Maybe I will, if it seems applicable, of course. There's you're doing a lot of healing of the past by empowering yourself with the present. And that bringing in the more fun, whatever you find respectable and just for the situation, the more that you're willing to bring in the fun and the happiness for yourself, it raises your energy. It brings better information your way. It brings more positive. It's not just the positive energy. It brings more, it helps things mix better. It helps things come together better. It lifts your energy by bringing in fun, and that lifted energy actually advances things a lot better and more to your advantage. Because there's a lot of healing going on here. This whole situation for you and for others, there's a lot of healing. It just seems to keep going. And I do feel like the more you're doing this, the more you go along this path, it doesn't feel as heavy. It's like, I don't think it feels as heavy as it did in the past, obviously. But even for what it feels now, it can feel even lighter than that and still feel secure and feel safe and like you're making good decisions. I don't think this is going to be a problem. You're going to stay the course. You're going to realize this is a developing situation. It's like there's no finish line. It just keeps developing. You're going to help other people see that too along your way. I don't feel like that's something I have to convince somebody of. I feel like through living of example and just every now and then just the way you talk, you'll probably give that kind of there's no finish line here. There's just evolving with it and doing the best with it that you have in front of you today. There's just no finish. Whatever this is, there's no finish line, whatever that means. I don't know. I don't feel like there's a finish line. I don't know what to say about that. Take that where you need to take that. The art of letting go. Every now and then that's... Okay. So... there's going to be this, whatever this situation is. I don't know if you allow yourself to currently take breaks from it, but I do feel like you will in the future. I don't know what to say. Whatever that means. I don't know that right now that seems realistic. I'm not saying you can or can't. I have no idea. It's a general read. But whatever this subject is, I see yourself allowing you to take breaks from it. And that seems to really also add to that whole lifting of the energy, making it more palatable, making things more realistically comfortable. I cringe to say easier. I don't think that's correct. But realistically more comfortable. Different ways to manage things, allowing yourself to take breaks from it, and just like bringing up your energy, and just like, it reminds me of like, I'm thinking of a mom I know, and very, very, invested in her family. I would dare to say that like her stress level becomes really high sometimes because she takes on too much responsibility, because like everybody has to make their own choices, but they mean a lot to her, so she wants to be there anytime she can. And I do think it kind of like, spreads her very thin sometimes. And every now and then she will allow herself to take like a weekend getaway with her friends, and she'll like disconnect from social media. I'm actually impressed that she can do that. But that does recharge her batteries. I feel like, from what I understand, because of the physical distance between her and her family when she's doing these weekends away, she couldn't get back fast enough to like, be the superhero to fix things anyway in like 2 minutes. So, and they all know that she's going to be away. So, and she has other people around. She feels like if there's some type of disaster, that other people can pick up the mess. So I don't know. I'm just impressed that she's actually able to do that. So that's how she's currently managing it, from what I understand. But I feel like that's like the energy there makes sense for whatever you're doing. Hopefully that makes sense the way I explained it. Do I need to say anything with that? Hold on. This is a long one. 17 minutes so far. At some point in your life, you will be done with this subject. I don't know. It's a general read. Whatever that is. At some point in life, you will be done with this subject. One way or another. I don't know why we're saying that. I also don't feel like it's something you're choosing. I'm just getting that at some point in life you will be done with this subject. I don't know what to say about that. Why it sounds so weird to me. It's not, you're not choosing to let go of it, but like I keep seeing, like, how family evolves over generations. Like one decade goes by, another, and like, for example, when I was a kid, there was certain people were in the family, and then now that I'm 50, a lot of those people aren't around anymore, and there's a whole new section of family that weren't there when I was a kid, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of like, I feel like that's how this is going. It's going to evolve a certain way, and I think that's why you're going to be done with this subject. The subject, like, it will have changed so much that it's going to feel like a whole different thing. Because, like, currently, I think family goes that way anyway. Because, like, when, the people when I was little, a lot of them have passed away. And a lot of the family members now weren't there when I was little. So the whole feel of the family is different then. It's different now than it used to be. So I wonder if that's the analogy I'm supposed to get there. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't think there's anything we need to worry about with that. I'm going to let that go there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.